If you are a rock and roll historian, you know the Beatles and the Beach Boys were fierce competitors. They constantly lifted from one another, and tirelessly tried to beat one another on the charts. Although they were also fans of each other, they just seemingly had a hard time admitting it during their competition. However, John Lennon once gushed over the group and their song, "The Little Girl I Once Knew." In addition to Lennon's compliments, Paul McCartney, who had musical battles with Brian Wilson, also praised the group. Matter of fact, he told BBC Radio 1 in 2007, "God Only Knows is one of the few songs that reduces me to tears every time I hear it." That being so, it seems Lennon and McCartney had a secret soft spot for Wilson and the Beach Boys. They just had to wait for the smoke to settle until they could reveal it. Released in 1965, "The Little Girl I Once Knew" became quite a hit for the Beach Boys. Following its release, the song peaked at number 20 on the Billboard Hot 100 and reached number 10 on the Canada Top Singles chart. Even though these accolades were seemingly important to Brian Wilson and the Beach Boys, it seems the review written by John Lennon meant far more given the context surrounding their relationship. Following the single's release, Lennon wrote a review of the song in the now non-existent magazine, Melody Maker. Lennon wrote in the review, "This is the greatest. Turn it up, turn it right up. It's got to be a hit. It's the greatest record I've heard for weeks. It's fantastic. I hope it will be a hit. It's all Brian Wilson. He just uses the voices as instruments. He never tours or anything. He just sits at home thinking up fantastic arrangements out of his head. Doesn't even read music. You keep waiting for the fabulous breaks. Great arrangement," and it goes on and on with all different things. "I hope it's a hit so I can hear it all the time," Lennon added. Needless to say, John Lennon was blown away by the song and Wilson's capabilities. Even though the Beatles and the Beach Boys were competitive, it seems the affection between the two groups prevailed. Brian Wilson was also incredibly complimentary about the group and Rubber Soul, as he stated, "Rubber Soul blew my mind, per paste.